So if you had 5 students and you wanted to do one-on-one, showing them a process, you could have all 5 students in with the 5 situations, and they could play the video and they could follow you as the instructor through the process, and you could be in live watching them perform. And if they have questions, you're there to answer them. This space is, to me, it's a space where it's bringing everybody together. Everybody's in the space seeing the same thing, just as if you were in a mannequin-based sim lab. You see everything, you can do everything, but in this, we have the faculty in there. We also have my idea of presence, if you will, so that we have the presence of that faculty in the recording. We have the presence live. And the other thing is ghost mode. I'm sorry, I got to talk about ghost mode because you can actually embody the patient. So you can go in ghost mode. Your students don't even know you're there with the patient, and you could become the patient. You can also change the monitors so that you can make the patient deteriorate, or you can make them get better based on the actions of the students. That to me is critical. And in the real world, when we're in clinical with our students, we don't wait to get a score from somebody else. We're evaluating them while they're doing their clinical. We're watching what they can do. We're sitting down with them and talking. And this is the space that brings that all together. And that's why I'm so excited about Acadicus.
It's a playing back of a recording of an embodied instructor,
right?
Talking, interacting with the environment. And so you kind of blew my mind there for a moment, because you said, like, so the instructor could be in there watching the students, watching a recording of the instructor doing something.
Right. So if you, for example, if you set up 5 bays, there's that very same thing. It's like when they were going in to see Mr. Smith, they're going to do vital signs. This is a beginning student. So you want them to do the hand hygiene. So the sanitizer's on the wall, they do their hand hygiene. They go over, introduce themselves to the patient, check the patient's ID. They go through all those entry behaviors, approaching the patient and everything. And then they're going to take his vital signs. So if you as the faculty member have that recording, the 3D recording on the holocron, they could click that. They could replicate everything you do for the first time, because it's the first time they're seeing this and doing it. They could replicate that, but you could be in there live. You could have 5 of these sessions running, because all of them don't have to have voice. So you can have one with voice because everybody's going to hear it, but the other 4 recordings are just you doing the procedures, whatever it is you want them to follow. And then they can follow that and replicate everything you've done. And you could be there live to answer any questions that they have right then and there. And that's those teachable moments in my mind that are missing in some of these other packages. But now pre-briefing is coming into being needed as well. So you totally prepare the student for the enactment, so they know exactly what to expect, what's going on all the way through to the assessment. So they're aware of all those steps. So the pre-briefing is also important, and that can be done with the 3D recording. It's just the system just allows you so much, because you can do that one-to-many, one-to-one, because you have that potential to do the holocrons and the 3D recordings. For debriefing, you really want the students to reflect on what they've done and to think about that whole experience while you help them connect the dots, because you want them to understand, what they should have done or what could have been done, or why that educational episode was so important. You really want to connect those dots. I think in Acadicus, if you just look at, we just took something very simple like first degree heart block. You saw we carried that the whole way through. We had first degree heart block on, we had the patient in the home, then the patient in the cardiac unit. We showed them the heart blocks. They could see the changes in the cardiac and the heart. And then they also saw the changes in the EKG. Then we take them to assisted living. Now you have, a demented patient who we can take it to say a heart block. And then even on the 4-patient assignment, we gave Mr. Smith first degree heart block. So you can take it all the way through. Now there's a 38-year-old with first degree heart block. What are the ramifications of that compared to a 69-year-old mouse with first degree heart block? And bringing those patients to life is what's so important also, because the students need to understand what's going on with that patient and all the underlying conditions and really see things. And now we have an EKG in there we can use, an EHR we can use, We can listen to breath sounds. We have a lung board, so you can throw different breath sounds at them that they have to think about and determine what those lung sounds are. So there's lots of ways to challenge them in Acadicus, which I really like. And lots of ways for faculty to be totally creative. If you have a mannequin-based sim lab, the cost of that sim lab is through the roof. Whereas Acadicus, you can change in 20 seconds to all these settings and scenes for your students. The variety, what we can do, how we can enhance the students, how we can progress patients is just so much simpler in this environment. I'm just so excited to be working with you, and I'm so thankful you're a partner of ours. So